Hi, everybody. Puerto Rico, and we're coming from a place called Laris, right?
Yes.
And what did you just do this morning when we got here?
Well, I just got indoctrinated in a ceremony to become an Indigenous person of Puerto Rico
That's right. And why'd you do that?
because underneath the umbrella of the Indigenous person, we as practitioners for Wolf Non-Surgical are protected.
That's right. For Wolf Non-Surgical and also Whole Life Coach certification. So that means that you can actually do this anywhere. Nobody can tell you what to do, and you need to understand. Bylaws are just bylaws, and even the government has no law over us now. Okay, and you need to get this. I know you don't believe this. I know you're nervous. I know you're scared. But remember the Matrix. I know you're nervous. I know you're scared. Okay, but understand something. They have no authority over her now. Okay, whether you believe this or not, there was four actual medical doctors that wanted to practice natural medicine that were taken to task. Okay, by the government. Okay, because they wanted to practice natural medicine and because they were indoctrinated into the indigenous tribe. It superseded the government. You need to get that. It's outside the government law. Now, we're not even talking about that. Why else are you here?
I'm here to share a story about my son and an accident he had and the healing that we've been doing since then.
So you came to take the course. You've only taken our course once, right?
Once, yes.
So you went and took the Whole Life Coach for 9 days, right?
No, I haven't done
Oh,
the
you
Whole
didn't
Life
do that
Coach
yet? Oh,
I've
no, you
actually
didn't.
only done the Wolf Non-Surgical.
Okay, well, then I can't talk to you. You'll have to leave.
Okay. But I've been doing body work for a very long time.
What'd you do in body work? Tell me.
Of the 1,500 hours, I've done the Reiki, I've done sport medicine, I've done deep tissue, I've done.
Oh, yeah, but the sports medicine, was it actually sports medicine when you look at the work that you learned with
Absolutely not.
With Wolf Non-Surgical? Was there anything that even can compare to it of all your time?
Of all of my time, the only thing was facilitated stretch where the other person actually engaged as part of the healing process.
Yeah, I get it, but I'm talking about to take scar tissue apart, to loosen up the calcification, the crystallization, to actually be able to take somebody, put their cane in the corner, even after one treatment on because of a knee or a joint, a hip or a back problem.
No, I have never seen results like I get working on people with Wolf Non-Surgical.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's talk about, and this wasn't me trying to pump up what we do, but understand there's not another therapy that teaches their students and says that if you have to give somebody's money back, I'll do it.
This is true. So my son was surfing in Santa Cruz and the surf got really low, so they decided they were just going to go swimming. He jumped off of a rock on the side and he'd done it 2 or 3 times, but the third time he did it, he hit a rock. And without knowing it, he broke his neck. So he walks out of the ocean like this, holding on his head onto his neck, gets into the car with his friend and drives to the local hospital.
Right.
They get him in there, they put him in the whole thing, but nobody there after x-rays would touch him. They said, if we do any kind of surgery on him, we'll paralyze him for life. So they call the ambulance and they decide they're going to send him to Stanford. And so the ambulance gets there and they said, well, you'll have to, get there when you can. I said, no, I'm following you right on your ass. So anyway, 120 miles an hour down the freeway, and I am right there with that ambulance because I had to be there when they took my son into this emergency room because everybody needs an advocate when you go into a hospital.
Yes, you need someone to protect you. And understand something. My daughter, if you don't mind.
Nope, not at all.
My daughter, actually, we got into an accident when we were in Arizona, and our car actually ran over her, split her liver in half. And understand something. So I understand about emergency care and how it can save lives. So understand that. But when you have emergency care, you got to watch out because emergency care can actually take lives. And no offense, anyone. So I'm not trying to put them down, but doctors are the third leading cause of death in the United States and Canada. Isn't that cool? Did you know that?
No.
Well, they are. Okay. And the reality is they take it too far. It's called emergency care, not health care. So when you take emergency care and put it into health care, then you're threatening people's lives all the time. Okay? All right? Okay. All right.
Once we got to this hospital, there was a visiting physician from France who specializes in neck surgeries. She took a look at my son's x-rays and she said, I am the only person that can do this surgery so your son walks again. They had to go in through the front of his neck. He had crushed, and I guess his whole neck, or the C6 through all the way down to C3, was just dust. So they went in, put a cage, one of those cages in. They had to flip him over, go in through the back. And so what he was left with was a titanium cage.
Yes.
Which she said, now your neck is stronger than it was before. Ha. So the fear.
Yeah, okay. Can I say? Is
Yes.
that okay?
Go ahead.
So you know what? She's probably right, but here's the problem. Does anybody know what causes more scar tissue than anything else on this planet?
Foreign object in your body.
Surgery.
And surgery.
No surgery. No, surgery first.
Okay.
Surgery. Surgery causes more scar tissue. Now, there are times when you need surgery. Now, you can get this or not get this, but there are right now thousands of people that are on these platforms. We actually have TikTok on here, Instagram, Twitter, for Facebook, and TikTok, and YouTube's on here too. So understand, there are thousands of people right now watching that have had surgery that actually could have saved their life. Okay, I'm not saying it didn't, but guess what? It's also taking your life, because when you take a knife, when you use toxins, it's trauma to the cells creates a thickening on the cells, and the more trauma in here, and the more trauma where you're cutting into. If the doctor's not cutting in with love and his energy, it causes even a worse situation.
That's right.
Okay, and what happens is that the amount of trauma will create that amount of scar tissue. So when the surgery is done, you might even say, I don't feel anything, but you'll be more numb. And understand, I'm going to say something. This is really important. I got to put it out there. Do you know how many women I deal with every week that have had biopsies, and the actual biopsy, even though it was just a little piece of tissue that they went in and snipped off of that fibroid, actually caused the tumor?
Great.
Okay, because it causes the inflammation. So think about that. And think about this. When they cut out a fibroid, they'll do it. They have to cut deep, right? When they cut the fibroid out, if you want to still cut the fibroid out, because we can take a 1-inch fibroid about this big, guys, okay, or even this big, and we can get rid of it in one session usually, especially with Cellsonic and Wolf non-surgical, using our elbow cross fiber technique, opening up the fibers. Remember something: to get rid of scar tissue, what you're actually doing is letting the light in.
That's right.
Okay, it's absence of light that causes scar tissue, causes inflammation, causes infection. So now here's the deal. So when they take that fibroid out, they leave a scar. That scar is like beef jerky. Yeah, if you had to chew on that scar and understand something, it would be just like beef jerky. So it doesn't allow any oxygen flow. It blocks the whole area. It's a damn mess because it dams up everything. If you were to go in and get a Wolf non-surgical therapist to go in and work on that scar, because that scar will actually have anywhere from 1 inch to 6 inch, what we call feeders. They're actually roots coming off the scar that wrap itself around your heart, or it could be around your ovaries. Like if you had a cesarean, it's the worst operation you can ever get. You get a cesarean, you're going to have the adhesions wrapped around your small intestine, your large intestine. It's going to stop you from digesting, assimilating, eliminating, painful lovemaking. How about this? How about infertility? How about causing infections? Because all that scar tissue creates that block. You know what I'm talking about, women. So anyways, if we go in there, you can actually do Wolf non-surgical. And once you no longer see the scar on the skin by doing Wolf non-surgical, you no longer have the roots, the scars, even if they were 6 inches long. Do you know B, who's taken our course?
Yes.
Well, anyways, B, she's had a problem with her abdomen for so long. And they did a surgery, just four little things when you have like an inguinal hernia. Yeah. So anyways, so I went to work on her, and the actual scar tissue from where they went in, it came down and wrapped around her spine. I actually went and put my elbow in her belly button, and I had to push right down, and I used the front of her spinal column, the bone, okay?
To break it?
To actually not break anything, to open up the scar tissue there. So after I did that, then she had to do therapeutic vomiting, because understand, everything in the body is issues in the tissues. Now I'm going to tell you something, and this is not to put her son down, but it doesn't matter what accident anybody ever has. It's actually an unconscious, subconscious
creation.
Yeah, it's a creation of wanting to kill yourself, and and you don't even know it. It can be sitting in the back of your subconscious. We are creators, and we create everything. And if that's why we have to take responsibility for everything, even the accident that we say, oh no, it wasn't my fault, the cop said that. Well, yeah, you actually created to be in a place that it wouldn't be your fault. Yeah. So anyways, enough of that, because that's a little over some people's heads and people just don't want to believe that stuff. But the reality is this, okay, issues in the tissues, okay, are caused due to you couldn't address something, so you had to suppress something. Okay, so but now we're talking about accidents. So whether you're suppressing something or whether it's an accident, it's the same type of scar tissue. And it will go with the suppression of emotions, it'll go to the organ or the part of the body that represents that emotion. Because this is a temple, but this temple will also store things until you're ready to deal with them.
That's right.
Okay. So anyway, so your son got the surgery.
So he got the surgery, and I wish I had done both non-surgical just before his surgery, but a year went by before I had taken this class. So my son came to me. I don't know if you can see
Yeah,
this.
I'll bring it up close enough for them.
You can see the hole in his neck where the surgeon had.
Look at how deep that is. You see that black area?
That is a hole in his neck from where they had to put in the cage.
Okay. All right. Everybody gets that? So understand something. Do you see this? Well, if his mother, okay, I didn't say his doctor. I didn't say his chiropractor. Okay. I didn't say his physiotherapist. I said his mother that took our course one time. And that was how many days? That was 12 days.
12 days.
In 12 days, have you been able to do more with your son in a few treatments than all the physio and everything else?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. They're not even doing anything. You know, listen, I really feel for you physiotherapists, because guess what? You got sucker punched. How does it feel to not do a lot? Oh, yeah, I'm not telling you you're not helping people, but I'm telling you, you will never, ever go in and reverse these issues in anybody's tissues. You can't get rid. If you're not working on getting the calcium back into the bones, if you're not working on getting the scar tissue back to connective tissue, and if you're not working to melt the crystallization, what are you doing? Well, I'll tell you what you're doing. You went and took a course that was approved by the government, which means you can't do too much. And that's not your fault.
Well, just to end this, I did one session on my son, and the trust that he had in me to go in and do one session. That hole was gone after one session. And we're talking 2 hours of working on his neck.
Did you get that? So, you know, it might come across as cocky. I don't know what else to do. How can I ever crack everybody's coconut to tell you that we've been ruled, schooled, and fooled, and that 99% of the body workers out there, even though they're natural body workers, they're not naturally getting to the problem. They're not. They're superficial. Okay. You know what? We're not interested in pain management. We're interested in mastering our pain on a physical and emotional level. And that's what our course teaches. Whole Life Coach is the most in-depth emotional course. What do you think?
Absolutely.
And she hadn't even taken it yet. But the reality is she knows, because you've been watching my videos and all my teachings. So if you want to, I care about you, but I don't care if you've been what you might call an emotional coach for 10, 20, 30, 40 years. You come and take my course, and we'll crack that coconut, because everybody I've ever did a Whole Life Coach, whether they're a natural practitioner, whether a medical doctor, whether a psychologist, psychiatrist, it doesn't matter. You know, I'm going to tell you something. You can't give what you're not. So the reality is a lot of people come to up their game in their business, or they come because they're on the edge of committing suicide or wishing they were dead, and understand that. And within 3 days, I promise you that if you, what's the course? Whole Life Coach Certification. If you go to braveheartnation.com or otherwise bhn.health, it's called Whole Life Coach Certification. There's nothing like it in the planet. I don't believe there is. And if there is, then let me know, because I'll take that course and add it to mine. So my first Whole Life Coach course was when I was 28 years old, and I'll be 67 years old in just a few weeks. Okay. So anyways, you worked on him one time, and how many times did you work on him?
So now I've worked on him probably a dozen times.
A dozen? How's he doing?
Fantastic. He's not afraid to move his neck. He's not afraid to use his body. He's now reaching up over. He actually went skiing. These are things he froze. His whole life froze because the fear around breaking his neck. That's
what you do. You go into fright, flight, freezing. So understand something, everyone. After the surgery, you're going to be stiffer than you were before the surgery. You may not have the pain, but you're going to be stiffer. All you got to do is get the calcium back into the bones, and we do that with calcium ion therapy. You can go into my library at docofdetox.com. Go watch the videos and then get ready to blow your mind. It's the only calcium product that could actually take a person when we've had people in their 80s and their bones are crumbling because they've been on Fosamax for years. And guess what? Within 9 months to a year, that person will have healthy bones like a healthy 40-year-old.
It's amazing.
Yeah. And as far as the scar tissue goes, we're not removing the scar tissue. Okay, here's what happens. So her son's neck was like this, a fist. And guess what? He felt that if he moved it, he would break it. Now, what he didn't know was that was just a big pile of beef jerky. Okay, did you ever try to chew beef jerky? Mm-hmm. Well, his whole neck was beef jerky from the trauma and the surgery. So it had a what? A chokehold. So he had limited range of motion. If I could give you back your limited range of motion, I'd give you back your life. Do you know the difference between someone young and older? Limited range of motion. And when you get your limited range of motion back, that means you get your circulation back. I mean, when you get when you get your extension and flexion back, and you're no longer limited with your range of motion, that means you've got circulation. When you got circulation, that means you've got strength. Now, what if you get your strength back and you could get your flexibility, your mobility back? Well, guess what? Now you're not watching sports, you're playing them. Isn't that something? So the reality is we've all been set up, and whether you want to believe it or not, so I got my doctorate in acupuncture. I don't practice that at all. Okay. I also I'm certified in shiatsu. I'm certified also as a sacrocranial therapist. I also went when I was very young, and I became a registered massage therapist, and I quit that after about 6 months. I quit it because I just went, this is nonsense. 2 years and all the money I spent and all the stuff I learned, and 80% of it, okay, I utilized, but it wasn't worth anything. It wasn't worth anything. After you've done 2 years of massage therapy school, guess what? You give a good massage. People like to be touched. Yes, you'll soothe them, but you don't get rid of any of their physical problems. Let me just say this to every body worker, therapist, whatever you are, naturopath. Do you give a money back guarantee? We do. We give a money back guarantee for all our consultations and for all our body work. I don't care if you're booked for surgery. I'm going to give you a money back guarantee because you've just been ruled, screwed, and fooled because they want to put screws in you, plates in you, rods in you. They want stents in you. They want to put mesh in you instead of sewing you up with suture. When you have like an inguinal hernia, they want to put a piece of plastic in you because you know why? Did you ever have a sliver? If you have a sliver, you get infected with it. Well, if you have a piece of plastic this big from your inguinal hernia, guess what? That's going to tear out right at the edge of that. And it's also a foreign object, and it's going to cause infection, which is inflammation and mutation. So you're going to really have to behave yourself because that mesh is right in your core. So understand this. Has anybody noticed that the main thing that the medical system attack is our large intestine? Yep. Has anybody noticed that most health practitioners don't know that 85% of your immune system is in your large intestine? Does anybody know that the bacteria talk 9 times to your brain and your brain only talks once to your body? Yeah, so who's the real smart one? It's the bacteria. But meanwhile, you're kicking the living shit out of those bacteria because of all the stuff that you're eating that's not real food. And most of you are just eating, you're not nourishing, but it's not your fault. You're just programmed, right? Well, you better wake up to the fact because all of that food that you're eating that's not real food becomes infection, becomes inflammation, that causes scar tissue formation. And then guess what? When they say, you know what, you're in really good shape for a 40-year-old. My God, don't even compare me to a 40-year-old, and I'm almost 70. Don't even do it because no 40-year-old can do what I do. And the reality is this, you know what? Here's what happens when somebody comes and tells the truth. He's too cocky. He's too pompous. He's conceited. He thinks he knows too much. Yeah, I do know too much. And guess what? You know too little about how to love and care for yourself, and it's still not your fault. And I'm telling you the God's truth. If you go to my library, go to docofdetox.com and go to my library, and go in there, and you're going to find the biggest self-help, self-love library in the world. And I challenge you to go in there and tell me you know of another library that's free and is going to teach you about how beautiful you are and how easy it is to love and care for you. But here's the deal. Everybody hurts themselves. And when you do that, you hurt your family, and you hurt the world. You do. And the reason why you do this is because remember those same guys that took the diaper off our butt and put it on our face? Well, they strategize where we don't strategize. What if you were to get up in the morning and you were to strategize from the moment you rise until you close your eyes, and everything you did was about self-care and self-love? It would all change. It would all change. But good luck doing it, because as soon as you start to bring your vibration up, your family's going to pull you right back down. Okay? Because you're going to make them uncomfortable.
That's the truth.
Yeah. So where are you going to go from here? What are you going to do?
I'm going to finish the Wolf Non-Surgical, the next 2 classes. I'm
Yeah.
going to take the wife coach 3 more times, and then I'm going to go on to get my doctorate, and I'm just going to go, I'm be on fire.
And so just so you know, when they say to you, or what? He can't give a doctorate. Yeah, well,
Yeah, I can.
you find another course. You find another course that teaches real health, and it goes as deep as we do, and that empowers people to find their true self, their authentic self. Understand something. There's a doctor in all of us. Just think if we had a doctor of natural medicine in every family. What if we had one in every family? Okay, just like Jim Gale talks about. What if our front lawn or our back lawn we made into what? A food forest. And that means that it's not a garden, it's a food forest where it was growing food year round. What if we had that? And what if, okay, we could get rid of the medical system 99% of the time, which we can, because only 1% of the time do you need the medical system that you're actually in emergency. They have taught you to fear everything. Don't touch yourself, don't touch your family. And guess what? You're too stupid to look after yourself. And that's because they use Greek, right? Did you know that the Greek language has been dead for thousands of years, but they'll use Greek, right? Fibromyalgia, virus. How many people know that virus means poison? That's all it means. Okay, when's the last time you see a poison that could jump 6 feet? Wouldn't it be great if we could actually know what a dictionary's for? Go look it up in a dictionary. So the reality is this: the day that you decide that you're worth loving and caring for will be the day that your whole life changes.
Mine did.
Yeah?
Just saying.
Yeah? Where are you from?
Well, I'm from California. And right now, I'm the only person in Northern California doing this work.
So how did they get in touch with you? Because a lot of people call. Would you like to work on somebody?
Yes, I would.
Okay.
I have a website. It's called mebymyowndesign.com.
Okay. And is that how you like them to get in touch with you?
You can, yes. It's the easiest way to get in touch with me. Because
And her name is Cheryl. Her name is Cheryl.
Yes,
And where do you live in California?
I live in Occidental, California, which is in Northern
Occidental California.
That's right.
It's not an accident. It's an accident.
It's an accident. That's right.
Okay, so just know that, okay? Because there are no accidents. There's those accidents.
I already have clients. I already have people coming to me.
Beautiful. That's right. And let me tell you something right now. Have you always knew in your heart of hearts that you wanted to be a doctor, but you wanted to be a doctor that actually taught health? I mean, if you want to be a medical doctor and dispense petroleum products, I get it, okay? And you know why? And I'm not trying to be a smarty. I'll tell you why. Because the majority of the population is never going to love themselves, care for themselves. So they're always going to be in emotional and physical pain. So they're going to need those drugs. Okay, at least we can numb them out. Okay, so they don't off themselves, so that they don't cause tragedy in the family.
Right.
And we need to numb them out because they're always talking about how much pain they're in. Did you ever notice that people talk about how much pain they're in are always in pain?
Yes.
Did you ever notice that people, when they're happy, they're usually happy? Did you ever notice that?
Yep.
Well, guess what? Sick thoughts get sick people. Happy thoughts get happy people.
That's right.
Rich thoughts get rich people. And guess what? I have rich thoughts. You know why I have rich thoughts? I have rich thoughts because I just built a $250,000 app called Touched. And it'll be out in 3 months. And it's free to the world. And I hope it changes the world. And then I have a library that costs about $125,000. It's free. And you can go there right now and go watch the masterclasses. You don't have to spend any money with me. But could you spend some time with yourself? Not much. Talk about how you used to take people up for fastings. And by the time the first day was over, they'd have their bags packed because they couldn't spend quiet time with themselves out in the mountains.
We used to take people on a 10-day fasting retreat at Mount Shasta. It was the end of a culmination of a 4-part series. And the idea was to spend actual time with yourself without eating or doing anything else that would take time away from your body and being with yourself. I can't tell you how many times we'd go and check on our people and they'd be completely packed up and ready to go the next morning in absolute total fear. And then we would slowly undo everything.
Talk them down.
Talk them down.
Well, actually talk them up.
Right. By the end of the 10 days, they were begging to stay longer. They
Yeah.
were so in love with themselves and this idea of themselves. And I also wanted to say that my website's under design. So if you want to reach me by Gmail.
Oh, I thought you, oh, you know what? I thought she said her name of her website was under design.
No, it is under design.
No, but
You're right.
What's the name of it?
It is Me by My Own Design.
Me by My Own Design, but it's under design. You know, she's confusing.
That's
Thank
right.
God it's
I
only
know.
just a one a day.
But you can reach me at you can reach me at cherylcreates@gmail.com.
There you go. Thank you. I didn't think we'd make it. Hey, let me ask you a question. Okay, here it is. Do you have to continually be talking? Do you have to have the TV on continually? Do you have to have the radio on continually? Okay. Do you have all that mind chatter going on? Okay. Do you always have to busy yourself all day long? Well, guess what? You're insane. Okay. I'm insane, but I'm insanely happy. Would you like to become insanely happy? Check us out at bhn.health, bhn.health, or otherwise braveheartnation.com, and check out our courses. You know, we have a course called Whole Life Coach Course, which is 9 days. I already talked about it, which is the most intense, emotional, nutritional, physical course that you can take. And you don't have to be physically inclined to take it. I'm just trying to tell you that we're going to go in and crack your coconut open, and we're going to get you to drink the juice of self-love and self-care. What if by the third day you said, this whole thing has been bullshit? Okay, I am allowed to love myself, and I'm going to. And I'm not even going to think about what other people think about me loving and caring for myself, because every time I do, it's the craziest thing, but I get derailed. Okay, and I also feel like I might go to hell, or I might be judged by God Almighty if I spend too much time with myself and really care for myself. Things are really mixed up down here. Didn't anybody notice that yet? Okay, so you're going to really need to clue in here. Somebody said, where's my library? Well, just go to docofdetoxlibrary.com. Doc of Detox is my website, okay, where our store is, where our library is. It's free. The library's free. You don't have to spend anything. And bhn.health is where all my courses are. Now, I'm going to be here for 10 days. Ready for this one? If you've never been on here before, it's going to blow your mind. So she's getting a corporation here in Puerto Rico. You know, the craziest thing is, do you know how many people don't know that Puerto Rico is part of the United States? Crazy, eh? So you can get a corporation in Puerto Rico, and once you buy that, it's around $5,000 with us. We don't make one penny, and I can show you. I swear, I don't want any money, because it's about financial freedom and health freedom. That's what we're about. So the reality is you can pay $5,000 and never pay more than 4% tax again in your life. Or if you buy two corporations, you can open up a nonprofit with the second one, and then you're only going to pay 4%, and you don't have to give it to the government. You can give it to your nonprofit. So that means if you wanted to, you could take that second nonprofit and you could give it to somebody who can't afford to take your 10-day fasting up on the mountain, and you're going to give these away, and you just have to show that.
Beautiful.
So that's how we do it. And guess what? Who cares? The government's never going to have enough money. You know, the more you feed something, the bigger it gets and the uglier it gets. Okay. So understand, the money, they're never going to get enough money, and your money doesn't go to anything. They just waste it. And it's all about enslavement. So the reality is, you know, the rules are set up because there is a God, there is a creator. The rules are set up that if you want to think outside the box and you want to find your courage and your braveness. See, I'm on here on how many platforms? 7 platforms right now. So they should be coming to lock me up in jail any minute now for tax evasion. But they can't do anything, because the same protocol that we're using, the elites use, and they don't want anybody to know that. Okay, so you need to get this. Wake up. Your taxes aren't going anywhere except down the drain. Okay, and it's to enslave you. Would you like to pay 30, 40% taxes, or 4%, or 0? That's your choice. And the other thing is we're opening up a bank. I have meetings. You met the guy? Yep. So the banker. So we're opening up our own bank. It'll be a credit union. And this bank is not going to be where we're going to be using your money to make money. It's just going to be sitting there. So if you wanted to get all your money out, you could just walk up and say, I want all my money, and you can have it. So the reality is this: we're going to do what they do. Why can't we do what they do? It's not just for them. So we're going to do that. But also, just know this. We have a university. Okay, you can come and get your doctorate in Indigenous medicine, doctorate in natural medicine, and just know this: nobody can tell you what you are or you aren't. Don't you let anybody tell you who you are, okay, tell you what to do ever again. You do not bow down to these people. They are just bullies. And the thing is, the sad story is the majority of the human beings out there, you can pay them enough money to bully their family even. Okay? So understand, stand up for yourself, put a slight smile on your face, put your shoulders back, and just breathe. Just breathe and smile, no matter what the terrorist is coming after you for. And understand something. Why do I get on here and do it? Because I want you to know that they're full of BS, and they're not after us. They're after the low-hanging fruit, the person that's poisoning themselves. Didn't you notice that? You work all your life, you get to around 50 years old, your body falls apart, you spend all your money on trying to numb it out with drugs and surgery, okay? So wake up. It's okay to love yourself. I promise you won't go to hell for it. You'll actually find heaven, okay? What would you like to say?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Create a fabulous rest of your day.
So where do you think your son's going to go? He won't be a cripple, will he?
Not at all.
No, not with her technique, Wolf Non-Surgical. I'm telling you right now, we'll give you a money-back guarantee if you come to take our course. I don't care if you've been a practitioner or a body worker for 10, 20, 30, 40 years. She's a body worker. How long were you doing body work for?
25 years.
And how many people have you gone for therapy to? Like different types of therapies?
Oh, more than you can count.
Okay, can anything touch this?
Nope.
No, it can't. And I've been around the world. So from here, I go to Barrie, Ontario. And in 3 weeks, I'll be doing a whole life coach and a Wolf Non-Surgical and a 3-day pelvic restoration. Not me, because this is all about the vagina. Okay.
Not your expertise.
Well, you know what? The way
Yes.
things are going,
Maybe.
you know, with men being able to have children now, you never
Isn't
know.
that the truth?
Okay. Anyways, and then from Barrie, Ontario, I'll be going to Calgary, Canada. We'll be doing the same thing. And I'm doing a bunch of free lectures there, guys. So if you want, go to braveheartnation.com. I'm doing 5 free lectures in Barrie, Ontario. I'm doing 4 lectures in Calgary, Alberta. And I'll be in Calgary, Alberta in July. And I'll be doing all of these courses, except not the 3-day pelvic women's course, which is amazing. Serena, do you want to come over here? And we can talk
Alright.
about this?
Thanks,
No,
everybody.
you stay here.
I
This
stay
is a
here.
woman's
Okay,
thing.
that's a
Okay.
woman's thing.
Anyway, so I'm going to be doing Barrie, Ontario in June. July, I'll be doing Calgary, Alberta. And then we'll be going in August and flying to Australia. And we're going to be going to Australia to do all of the courses as well.
Get in there,
So
Serena.
Serena teaches the pelvic course for women. So please just hang tight. And she's going to tell you how you can unleash the holy grail of a woman. Okay?
All
Have a
right.
seat.
You're next, Tina.
And like I said,
This is a
who
woman
just
thing.
graduated from the course as well.
Talk about the
Correct.
course.
Are you ready to unleash the feminine power within you? Are you ready to take your power back from all the backbiting society members, government heads, and all that family members telling you what you should do, what you can do, what you cannot do? Are you ready to take your own power back? Do you want to unleash the feminine power within you? Do you want to heal? Would you like to know how to self-heal, to self-loving? Would you love to transform this amazing, powerful sexual energy within you into healing energy for vitality and youth, for inner glow and outer radiance? We have the course perfect for you. Coming up in Barrie.
Can I say something?
Yes.
Okay. So one of the things that I find, especially women who've gone through menopause and they've been spoon-fed this belief that once you have menopause, you're going to dry up like a shriveled husk. You're going to have painful sex, and it's going to be, you lose all your juices. Okay, that is a lie. I have to tell you, since I've been doing the stuff that Serena has taught in this pelvic restoration class, and the people that have followed what I have been taught, they have become the juiciest, most available vessels, this beautiful woman power, and they've learned to self-heal, because you do not have to pee after you've had a baby. You can jump on a trampoline again. You can have your juiciness back. You can have your sexuality. You can be spontaneous in sex. You get to have that back. That doesn't die unless you said it dies.
That's right. If you have pain when you pee, like I said, pain when you poo, pain when you have pleasure, that's not reality.
Yeah.
That's not the life you want to live. You want to have your health back. You want to have your vitality back, your energy. And we, in this course, we have 3 fun-filled days. Sarah's just graduated from the course. She's here with us in Puerto Rico for this ceremony, and I'm sure Sarah, come and
All
share
right.
with us.
I'm going to
She
let
just
her sit
graduated.
here.
Yeah,
Okay.
my friend here, amazing, beautiful. Sarah has just graduated from the course, or the pelvic course, pelvic restoration and disease prevention.
Hi guys.
And she's energy therapist. Deep
I'm a
tissue.
muscle therapist. I'm a deep tissue specialist.
How did the pelvic course help you with your?
Ooh, the pelvic course. Okay. So Serena's actually mentioned how my face has changed and become more glowing. The bags under my eyes are disappearing. My energy is better. Also, my lower tummy is tighter and more toned just through the pelvic exercises that really develop those tiny little muscles that most of us women don't realize we have. It's just a huge part of female healthcare, and it's not something we should be neglecting. It's our power source, girls. It's our power source. We need to take care of it. This is what creates, and it creates our wellness. It's part of our grounding and our root chakra. Like, it's the most important parts of our body, and we need to honor it.
The wonderful thing that when I was teaching these ladies, when we were going through the course, many of them were therapists themselves, bodybuilders, ballet dancers, movement surgical specialists, therapists, all said, I had no idea I have muscles down there. Oh my God, I've been using the wrong muscle. Yes, Kegels are good. Yes, up to a point. There are other parts of the body that Kegels doesn't get to. So we go beyond Kegels. We are not about Kegels. We go beyond Kegels. We go deep into yourself. We look into ourselves and we check ourselves. We don't look anywhere else. We connect our breath into our internal body, and we give gratitude to our body, to every organ and gland for healing, transforming, sending all our breath, our energy down from the belly button to the pelvic region, circulating the energy for healing, for balancing, and sending it all the way back up for vitality and for memory, retention, and learning ability, and find our true, authentic feminine self. The power we have within us women, we must take it back. We must not allow other people, governments, medical systems, governments, whatever systems out there, even family members, to control us. We have to be in control of our own lives. Take our female power back. Regain our power. And this is the course you want to come to. We're having 2 more courses, in fact, 3. One in Barrie, 28th of June till the 30th, and then in Calgary, and then in Bonita Springs. So we are coming back to Florida as well. So it's amazing. She'll be in Bonita. This is an amazing course. You want to do this course because you want to regain your true authentic self, recover and restore your body health to full, complete alignment. In the whole life course, here, getting rid of stinking thinking, coming back to the loving heart, healing yourself on the pelvic region. These are the 3 positions, 3 angles that we deal with. Going through the root chakra, the whole 7 chakras in ourselves, within ourselves, ending up in the root chakra, where life force begins, where creativity is formed, where dreams are made, where energy is created, and for all kinds of healing, for all kinds of balancing. This is amazing. Ladies, you want this course. Check out BraveHeart Nation Pelvic Restoration. Read all about it. Come and join us for this amazing course. Sarah had just finished, and Sarah, I'm sure, is going to go back and be a more powerful.
Look back at the videos, okay? A month ago, I just started. You were gonna notice I look completely different, okay? This program changes lives, physically, mentally, spiritually. I can't recall the last time I've shown so bright, and I feel healthy, I feel vibrant and empowered, and I'm honoring my body, which is what, well, the good Lord wants from all of us, right?
when we discover ourselves, when we know who we are, when we realize that we have an amazing body that we have neglected, we have stored bad issues in here. It's time to let it all go. Time to release it and let it go, and then create yourself a whole new world for yourself, you and yourself. So self-loving. And with self-loving comes self-healing. Self-healing comes energy. You have vitality, you have inner glow and outer radiance and all kinds of amazing health for yourself throughout your life. And we teach some exercises, simple. It's not difficult, and you don't have to do everything in the course. Pick one or two things that resonate with you and progressively work within yourself to increase your exercise number, threshold, pain, whatever. All you work within your ability. But give yourself a little push, because pain is your GPS. As we know, as Harold has been saying, let pain be your GPS to find out where you are. We incorporate some clapping, some of the basic Doctorate talks, belly button therapy, and we even do some pelvic wolf non-surgical for us, for the ladies in the course, to find out where, to understand the true anatomy of the pelvic region and how wolf non-surgical can help release some tensions we keep inside our pelvic region. Whatever emotions come up during the course, just let it out, breathe. Our breath is so important. We teach you how to breathe, how to engage your breath, and connect your mind with the breath, conscious breathing for healing, for moving this sexual energy all the way back up to your crown, taking the energy from conscious universe into your head, into your crown for youth and vitality. You want youth and vitality, you want amazing health, you want to have amazing sex with your partner, look no further. This is the place to come to, because you will have a fun-filled day. As Sarah has just explained, and she had a wonderful time with 9 other ladies. We had an amazing time. Come and join us.
Yes, I did not know what to expect when I first heard about the pelvic restoration and disease prevention course. And just understand, women, this isn't something where you have your legs open and the whole class sees your private area, okay? It's focusing on very specific muscles while doing yoga exercises and stretching and moving your body and understanding what your pelvic region needs as far as vaginal elixirs and things of that nature. It's more discovering yourself, and you have the privacy in the course. So if that's something that's keeping anyone back, just understand it's not what you're imagining. It's
any issues,
yoga.
prolapses, vaginismus, whatever medical terms they have labeled you, never fear. There is a solution. We find healing the natural way first. We try and avoid any drugs. We do everything as natural as we can. And we have this amazing vaginal infusion that we are used in the class, in the course. Come and we'll show you how it's done, what you can do, and all that amazing stuff that you will learn and bring back to your family, your daughters, your aunties, your sisters, your mothers, even your grandmothers. We had an 84-year-old lady who came with her daughter, and a 78-year-old lady came with her daughter. Her daughter brought the mom. So it's just so much fun. Mothers, daughters, sisters, siblings, anyone.
And the mom brought the daughter.
Yeah.
it was a very interesting dynamic.
So
it was
check
fun.
out our website. Come and join us. You'll have amazing. You learn, and you continue to learn, and you work with yourself. Continue to love yourself, honor yourself, respect yourself, and find that the amazing thing is we had one lady who was here who's an energy healer. She said to me, "Oh my goodness, I'm an energy healer, and I did not know that I have power here to be used." Now her work will be even more powerful because she has found her true self. She has unleashed the feminine power within her, and she's growing every day. I get messages from her, and she's amazing. So, ladies, don't hesitate. We're only here for 3 more courses, and once it's over, it'll be hard to catch us. We want to be able to share this information with as many women on this earth as possible. Because this is a beautiful space we're in, and we want as many aligned women, heal from head to toe, sexual energy completely transformed into healing, powerful energy for your daily amazing health. A beautiful one. Sarah, you have anything to say?
Wow, there's just we've said a lot, but this is the BraveHeart Nation, and we're a wonderful support group to have, and where one of us may fall short, someone else definitely will be able to assist. And I'm just so grateful that I'm a part of this network of healing facilitators.
Oh, and also after the course, after 2 weeks of the course, we for 2 weeks to discover yourself, to play with yourself, for self-cultivation, for self-alignment. Then we have a Zoom live Q&A for any questions. So you follow up with you after 2 weeks, and every 2 weeks we have a live Zoom and Q&A for you to share with us your healing journey, or share with us that you're going through, or just exchange information, exchange healing practices, and etc. So you will not be left alone after the course. There will be continuous support from us for you for this after this course. So rest assured that. Have a beautiful weekend. I look forward to seeing you. Barry, June 28th, come on board. February, I think it's July, and then Bonita Springs in October. Check us out. BraveHeart Nation Public Restoration. Have a fun-filled weekend. Be blessed.
Have a nice day.